My name is Mark Fratto, and I'm the voice of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. You're listening to the Command This podcast with Steve, Dev, and Phil.
Good evening, everybody. Let me turn this little theme music coming up in a little bit. Hey, it's October 23rd. It's the post-Giants game live stream. You know, we're just trying to spice it up a little bit because after that game, I don't know what to tell you, family, you know, but we're here. Let's get our emotions out for 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours. It's on the screen. Maybe I'll do it backwards. 24 hours, okay? Let's get this behind us, okay? And then let's move on to the Philadelphia Eagles, all right? But we thank you for tuning in. Thank you for kicking it with us tonight on our Monday night post-game live stream. All right, this team, I don't know what to say. You know, we lost to the Giants 14-7 in a game that we were favored by 2.5-3 points as the visiting team. And, you know, you're also spotted 3 points at home. So essentially it was like a 6-point spot and we still came up short. So yeah. So for that, I'm dressing up like a little clown because this is how I feel when you think you believe and then all of a sudden they do this, and I'm busting out the Hainsworth jersey. Don't ask me why I have this, by the way. So thank you for tuning in, Phil, Dev.
I told y'all I would never pick us to beat the Giants, man, until we beat them, dog.
Your jersey makes about as much sense as the entire first half of our offense.
I promise you, I'm never picking us to beat the Giants. I told you, until we beat them, dog, I'm never going to pick us to beat them. If we play them again, we're going to lose to them or tie the end too.
Let's just go back to singing Bobby Brown. I think we were happy during those days.
I told everybody quit talking shit to them Giants fans, bro.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. We got some people in the chat already. Yeah, said bring on the off season in 2024.
Man, y'all tripping, dog. Like almost half the teams in the league are 3-4. Y'all, why are y'all panicking? We actually haven't been this good in years. We ain't
That's
been
true.
good enough to be 3-4 in years.
This guy's not
crazy.
This guy's not falling. It's just the fact that you lost to two teams that you were supposed to win. Right.
I told you we can barely get in or barely not get in the playoffs, dog, which is stupid. Which is a stupid ass season, if you ask me. But this year, to me, is just seeing if Hal's the guy, dog, and that's what I'm dedicating my gear on. If it get us in the playoffs, great. If it don't, okay, whatever. But hey, man, I told y'all this year was dedicated to finding the quarterback. Man, let Al play, take his licks. Yeah. He had some good moments in his game. He had some not so good moments in his game, especially the second half. He had more good moments. So I'm not. You know, the sky's not falling because I expected basically to lose to the Giants, man, honestly, or tie. You know, like we never beat those guys. I don't care how much better we are than the Giants. We always lose to these niggas, dog. It's not like this is like history seems to always be on their side when it comes to playing us. At least when Danny Downs plays. This time he didn't play, but hey, man, we can't beat the Giants. We're not gonna beat them next time either, dog. Until we beat them, I'm gonna always say they're gonna beat us.
They just got our number, plain and simple, man.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't be surprised if we beat the Eagles, dog. That's the kind of shit we do.
Because we play the Eagles well.
We beat the Eagles year before that. We beat the Eagles almost half the time. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Cowboys, we'll get one. Like, we'll win a couple games we shouldn't have no business winning, dog. Just like we lose some games, we ain't got no business losing. This is a 7-win team, bro.
That's true.
Man, when you look at the schedule ahead of time, there's about 12 games you look at and be like, we could win 12 games. Because if you look at the schedule in front of you, you're like, we could find a way why we should win some of these games. But in actuality, every year, we're about 7-8 wins, bro.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get 7-8 wins. And you're going to be mad you didn't get 3 if we don't make the playoffs. And you're going to get mad if we didn't get not 8 or 9 if we did make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We're going to fall short of one of the goals. Either be too sorry for a good draft pick or too good for a good draft pick. That's what's
– And we'll be drafting at 19.
when we drafted
Again,
at 12 or
20.
15 or some shit again.
Thomas Millen from YouTube, thank you for joining in. Said curious if Rivera actually had to sit down with Harris yesterday. Yeah, the rumors started flying. I don't know.
Man, I don't think so. I'm curious to know who asked that question.
Thomas Millen.
Thomas, what did you think was going to happen this season before the year started? What record did you think we'd have? Like, were you one of these guys thought we really win like 15, 12 games and shit? Like, really, honestly, y'all thought that?
I don't know. I think we go back to our season predictions. I think Phil had 10. I had 9. I was either 9 and 8.
Y'all gonna put me at 12 because I told y'all what happens. When you look at it, when you read the schedule out, you'll find reasons to think you're gonna win these games. But if you just look at it, what I say, I don't give a shit how many games I said we're gonna win. We're gonna win 7 fucking games. Yeah, that's how it always works, man.
Even if we're lucky. Our boy South said the Washington Pookie
Eagles, though. We're gonna beat the Eagles and the Cowboys. If we lose the Eagles, we'll beat the Cowboys twice. We'll find a way to beat some teams we shouldn't have no business beating, dog.
Jimmy Lee Patterson. We always try to catch Jimmy live, and he always catches us after the fact. So, bro, thank you for joining, man. I'm glad we got you.
Half the league is 3 and 4, man. We okay. Every one of the goals that you had set for this team are still obtainable, bro. We don't even have a lot of injuries in the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? Just get more. I guess be balanced, man. Like be concerned. What's the word I'm looking for? Just
all right. I'm taking
consistency is what they need to be, man. Be consistent. Give consistent effort. Do consistent jobs, man. Don't mess up your job. Like if your job is to kick a 30-yard field goal, make the goddamn 30-yard field goal. If your job is to catch a 5-yard out on 4th down, catch the out, hit the ground, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's shit they do every day in practice that they can't do in a game.
Yeah.
That 14 points. I know that you can pin a lot of things on defense, but you should be able to beat most teams if you only allow them to score 14 points.
That's
you
should
good be able to beat
stand, you know?
Like all the times you're talking about BSJ, BG, whatever, and Juice getting burnt by Hyatt, which we both called, me and Steve called it.
Well, still 14 points at the end of the day, though.
But it's still only 14 points, and you're playing cover 1 or 0 coverage. Sometimes you're gonna lose those, bro. Just like they did to McLaurin. Sometimes you're gonna lose 1 or 2 of them shots, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you only give it up 2 touchdowns, you should win those games, bro.
Yeah. A couple more comments in the chat, and we'll let Phil talk here. Terrence Perry, 7-1 this weekend. Go Birds, fly, Eagles, fly. Yes, Terrence is our friend of the show. Always tunes in. He is an Eagles fan, but he is a friend, so he's one of the good ones. Yes, you guys are 7-1. Thought Miami was going to take you down, but unfortunately they did not. Ryan says, I can't wait what Phil has to say about Sam. Must see TV. We'll get there in a second. And we play down to the competition. That's the problem. We always do. He'll finish out the year, but there isn't anyone to come in right now. Nope. Sam's going to get killed with this line. He's already aging. Oh, man. You're right, Dev. You're picking 12th to 18th. Marcus Edlin, thank you very much for joining. Said, what up, Sam? What up, family? Sam Howell got to play better. But Eric Bieniemy is not doing any favors starting Sadiq Charles, Nick Gates, and Andrew Wiley. I don't mind Sadiq. Wiley, though.
Nah, Sadiq is
trash, you guys said it. He's got some naked pictures of EB or something.
Sadiq's one of them dudes, man, that like if he throw a screen or have him pull, Sadiq looks like God out there at guard, man. But if he just has to drop back and block, man, he's ass.
Yep. 3 more comments here. Thomas says, we've had like 6 positive point differential since 2002, and 2 of those were Gibbs coach. I can't give up on this team, but also have John Allen vibe that's been going on for almost 30 years. John Allen says that every year, and not a whole lot changes. So this time I want to see them actually change. Not him, but the team in general. I mean, no, I take that back. I think they do rip off a little bit of win streak after he does say something like that. And then Thomas is right. The record, it's 3-4. The world's not falling, but you lost to 2 of the worst teams in the NFL that you were supposed to beat. So, Ryan, did you hear Stephen
Allen went out there with his shirt undone, chest hair showing.
The glasses. He
do-rag. He ain't never had one wave in his head, bro.
Yeah.
What he doing with a do-rag on?
I don't know.
All he's missing is a blunt.
Ryan said, "Did you hear Stephen A. Smith's take on Rona DM? Even EB not being the coach here next year."
Yeah, I agree. Should be like it's stupid. Man. Like, look, man. If they fire Ron like in the middle of the season, then the logical choice would be EB, right? I guess, right? But if they fire me at the end of the season, everybody's gone, dog. Magic Johnson, them aren't hiring an associate or assistant head coach, dog. They're going after a big wig. It's going to be, if Belichick's empty or McVay say he want to leave again, it's going to be somebody of that ilk. It's going to be somebody that's done some shit. That's who he's going to get. He's not going to, EB's not going to be the head coach if Ron's fired at the end of the year. Even if Ron steps down, not fired, if he just resigns, he's still not going to be coach
whoever
year,
whoever the ownership group wants it to be. I don't care who it is at the end of the day.
It's not going to be
as I wave my curly hair.
Turner.
I think Phil's ready to derail everything. So Phil, what you got?
Forgive me because none of this is listed on your topics of discussion.
It's just a recommendation.
You're not giving an overreaction.
So
here comes Phil's entry music. All right, Phil, let's go.
Release the Kraken.
Tell your children to leave the room now.
Wait, do I need
now? Don't do that. Don't derail me. Don't derail me. Derailing you.
Let's go.
First things first. If I go, we allow 14 points. Is the best defensive performance in terms of points allowed this season. And I go on social media and everyone wants to blame Jack Del Rio.
Yeah, good point.
What? Why are we running with narratives that you have physical evidence that it's just not true? You allow 14 points in an NFL game, you should win 9.9 times out of 10. We didn't. Now, we've now played 7 games this season, and in 6 of them, well, I'll even say 5.5, which is still a high percentage. We come out on offense and do the same shit every single time. What happens? We don't score points. We don't get first downs. Nothing. And then at halftime, 30 minutes, 2 quarters, 50% of the game has passed you by, and you're now down by 2 scores. Now we change up everything on offense. Now we change it up. Now we change it up, and now things start working. So when does it get in Eric Bieniemy's head? By the way, he's not the only person going after, but he's going after he's the one going after first because y'all crowned him God and convinced me I was wrong and I should believe you, and I did. So, when do we start games with the game plan we always admit works in the second half of every single game? When do we start like this? When does the second half of the game become the first half of the game? When? When does this happen, Eric? We brought you in to rock the offense. Instead, you on the sidelines looking like rock. Your bald head sitting there staring at your play card like, oh my goodness, I keep calling the same plays and they're not working. I don't know what's going on.
He's just being stubborn.
Halftime says, hey, Eric, hey, you might want to do something different. Oh, yeah. I swear that's got to be what's happening.
Yeah. It feels like that's exactly what's happening.
Now,
I do put a little bit of onus on some of the players, though.
I got more. Eric's getting my venom first because people have been deftly dodging, dipping, ducking, and diving away from giving him responsibility for the fact that this offense has been 50% good all season, at best. Sam, I think you're the man. I think you're talented. You need to step up and start talking to these coaches and tell them, this ain't working. Throw it out. This is working, and it's not getting me killed. Do more of this. In 1990, Washington was 6-5, and they were dancing around the outside of the playoffs. May or may not get in. And this is back when Gibbs was going through his we're gonna go bombs away on everybody routine that he did in the 89-90. Ernest Biner walks into his office. He says, "Coach, give me the plays, give me the ball. I can carry this team." And Gibbs did. And Ernest delivered. Went for 1,200 yards that season by the end of it. Most of them in the second half of the season went to the Pro Bowl. Hey, Brian, Chris, Antonio, will somebody go in the office and say, hey, if you hand me the ball a few more times, I could do something? And tell them, say, hey, look, coach, these quick hitting run plays actually get us positive yards. Stop running these long delayed draws, these stretch runs out of shotgun, because they don't work. They haven't worked in 7 games. How much more footage do you need? The running backs, the quarterbacks, the receivers, they had to go in there and say, coaches, this ain't working. Somebody needs to check somebody's ego around here. Because I feel like there's a lot of ego that says, no, I know better. And I know this. I'm the king of ego. And I always think I know better. But game recognized game, when I see it, I can call it out.
Yeah.
Ellie already gave you my opinion on how. I think the man has the talent, and if given the opportunity by the coaches to do something other than run for his life, can be a top 12, top 8 even starting quarterback in the NFL. He's got that level of talent.
Shout out to Commanders Declassified, Eric, Brian, Mike, and Ellie. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure you go follow them on YouTube.
Now.
All right, Phil, spit it out. Come on.
It's anger. It's anger. It's watching people tell me something is what it isn't, and something isn't what it is. You allowed 14 points to the Giants. None in the second half. You shut them out, and you still lose. You still lost. What is wrong with you? Apollo Creed said it best. There is no tomorrow. And for a lot of you, there is no tomorrow. Because you're going to be gone after this season if you don't turn some shit around right now. I'm tired of every year something happens or a game like this where we should win. And I watch Sam Howell escape on 4th down, escape a short sack, spin around, fires the ball, Dotson drops it. Yeah, I was a little behind him. You should catch that, Dotson.
You got to catch that.
I've caked so hard for you. Penn State fan, Penn State player. I told people, hey, you're worthy of a first-round pick. Show me. You know what happened? I was sitting there, and I'm like, and he drops the pass. Immediately, I stuck my fingers in my eyes. I had to pull it out to save my own vision. It was painful. All right. I should not watch this team and subject myself to random physical pain to go along with the mental and emotional one, because I watch you choke game after game after game after game. And you're choking them away, or you just don't show up.
Thomas,
that play also right before the Dotson play to McLaurin that got us in that position that he caught and got like to the 10-yard line or whatever. That to the right of that, Gibson was wide the fuck open, like for a touchdown. No one was on that dude, man. They didn't even like turn and look at him. Like when he hiked the ball and went back, he threw it to McLaurin, who caught the ball and got like 5 or 6 yards. And
Yeah.
that's what made it 4th down.
This
But
is
right to the right side on that play, Gibson was running, and a linebacker messed up, was running like 5 yards behind him. He was so far over for a touchdown. I was like, he missed that one.
but when you're getting 2 seconds or less on so many of your dropbacks, and you know they're going to bring the house again, and you can't trust the guys in front of them to do their job. Oh, I'm got you guys.
It was definitely a quick release though. Like it was hoping as soon as he high, he was gone.
You start firing that ball quick.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second because we got some plays we're going to talk about. I'm not pointing out where we can make this offense run. But there are 5 guys up front right now. None of them have played well to escape any criticism. But some of them are an embarrassment to the name professional offensive lineman. Andrew Wiley, go home.
Yeah,
you should retire for the sake of my own health. Retire now.
In the words of Charlie Brown, he is the pits, bro.
You should go to jail for committing fraud, for convincing somebody that you're a starting offensive tackle in this league.
Kind of like Albert Hainsworth.
Albert Hainsworth had a good year at first year.
Albert Hainsworth actually had a good year at one point.
Yeah, first year he was good, man.
When
Shanahan got here, he started being trash.
In a 4-3. Yeah. I'd like to bring everyone's attention to Commander Declassified podcast tweet from earlier. It says, do you notice something about this picture? And for the audio crowd, you can see our entire offensive line standing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think that's a running back.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Giants on top of Sam Howell. This about summarizes Phil's last comments there.
I played offensive line. And look,
pretty bad.
I was not big. I was not the biggest. I was not the strongest. I was not the fastest. I wasn't even the smartest.
But you knew your damn assignment.
Always knew my assignment. I knew my assignment from the day I walked into practice. They said, this is your blocking scheme. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Those are your responsibilities in order. Coach says, what are your responsibilities? I quoted them back to him and never forgot. That was day 1.
Yeah. It's weird, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe they aren't. And I didn't really watch any of the Ryan comments. I was at work all day, and I got some of the highlight. I didn't watch the presser, the whole thing. But I wonder if somebody ever asked him, like, who is responsible for the line call outs? Who calls out protections? Because I wonder if that's a quarterback's first year doing that, or if it's Gates. Because I can see him pointing out the mic, obviously, but it seems like sometimes I can tell. I know I got a very good angle compared to guys on the field, but if I can tell this guy's coming, how come no one else can? You know, it's like I can almost see the blitz coming.
Did you guys hear Sam Howell's comments? He said, we knew the game plan. We knew they were going to blitz a lot. We knew they were bringing 5, 6, 7 guys. That was in the script. He goes, unfortunately, we just couldn't stop it. It's
because they didn't run max protect to keep people. If you
know they had.
Why are you leaving 5 back to block?
They had Cole Turner back there a few times. He got ran through on one of them sacks, and one of them was on him. He got ran over. But you know,
a couple times.
If
you know they're going to do this 60-70% of the time, your formations and your play calling should reflect the fact that you know this.
Oh,
I don't know.
Andrew Wiley, I am going to specifically call him out because that man refuses to block the edge.
Oh, we know he's bad.
Ellie, I won't go that far, but I always thought that Gibson was better than
read the question, Dev, for the audio crowd.
Can we finally admit we don't have a starting caliber running back on our roster? That's Washington Commanders Declassified podcast, which is also a fantastic podcast. Our guy used to be part of us. Ellie runs it. But definitely I understand what you're saying there. I think that Robinson is one of those running backs that have to have carries to get going. He's not one of those guys you can run him 4 or 5 times. He's got to get 12.
Saquon Barkley is Chris Rodriguez behind this line. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, name them.
I think his vision could be better,
Antonio
man.
Gibson or they're Brian Robinson behind this line.
I've always thought.
Hold on. I take that back with the running plays that we call,
right?
Because we call some stupid stupid run designs.
I mean,
I think Gibbs is a better start running back. I think that Robinson he just needs carries. He's not going to be the kind of guy that can only run one.
And he can't hold on to the ball. And Brian Robinson's vision is lacking. So it just needs Chris Rodriguez.
Can't hold on to the ball.
Gibson has over his 3. He's been okay, but he still has some fumble issues. I mean, he's probably the best running back on the roster overall.
I think so. I've always thought so. I don't get that, but
we are not a run team, so let's just chalk it up to that.
Yeah, they're not gonna run.
They're not gonna run.
There's a couple times I think Hal should keep those. I think he kept 1 or 2 this last game, but
he had a good first down pull.
He could have. There's a couple times he could keep him. He doesn't. But
yeah,
that comes with growth as well.
We don't call good run schemes. They take forever to develop. You ever notice that if you take our best run plays, they aren't these slow developing deals? Because the line is asked to hold blocks longer. Okay, we run best when the line doesn't have to just hold blocks. We throw better when the line doesn't have to hold blocks. So what do we do for 30 minutes of football? Call long developing run plays that go nowhere and drop 7 steps back.
It's opposite of what we talked about in the preseason. We thought we were getting a fast-paced West Coast offense. I don't even know what this offense is. It ain't a West Coast offense. This ain't an Andy Reid offense. He hasn't had this many 7-step drops on his offense. I feel like Sam's taking 7 steps almost every pass attempt. It's the linemen are not designed to hold their blocks for that long. They are not. We do not have that sort of pedigree on this line.
I'm calling it the trash man offense. You know why I'm calling it the trash man offense?
Why is that?
Because my new nickname for Eric Bieniemy is Rock. Y'all remember the show Rock?
Yeah, I think it came on
Fox
after a different. Was it after?
Go look at old Charles S. Dutton in that show, and don't tell me he don't look just like Eric Bieniemy on
that. Plays many good roles in.
Except for the fact that Rock was a stand-up, honorable man. He was a leader in his community. What is Eric Bieniemy right now?
You don't know he's not any of that just because he calls.
I don't know that he is right now. And I shouldn't have that question.
I would say the same thing about Jack Del Rio. I don't think he's a leader of men yet. He's proved nothing to show he's a leader of men. I don't, you know what I mean?
Defense shown up 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, the 6 first-round picks, they should show up. They should be carrying this team. It should never be a question. We're not equipped like that. Ron, because he put the offense to the backseat. He put the offense to the backseat, got his first-round Forbes pick, which was a wasted pick, and here we are. Oh, we bring in Andrew Wiley and Nick Gates. We're good.
Hey,
who in their right mind actually says, you know what, man, we got all these free agents, all these draft picks to choose from. I want Nick Gates and Andrew Wiley. Let's go. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Let's get to some of these comments here. Phil, thank you for that. What's the monologue? Monologue. Let your blood pressure settle back down. I don't
get heart attacks, motherfucker. I give them.
Some of these comments here. Ryan says also
is that a whole any given Sunday?
That's
any given Sunday? Yeah, Lawrence Taylor. I remember that.
No, it was Jim Brown. Jim Brown.
Yeah, it was Jim Brown. Yeah, I don't give heart attacks, motherfucker. I give them.
Yam says also states that Yam are cited. Hal has the most pass attempts in the league. With that being said, it doesn't pose well for the O-line. He shouldn't. A guy starting his 8th game should not have the most pass attempts in the NFL. I saw stats today on Twitter that Sam Howell, I forget where he ranks now. I don't know if it's still the top, but let's just say top 10, right? But all the people above him are top 10 perennial quarterbacks in this league or around him with the pass attempts. There ain't no guy in his 8th start has that many pass attempts. CJ Stroud doesn't have this many pass attempts. Bryce Young doesn't have this many pass attempts. It's just crazy. It's so unbalanced and lopsided. I really would like to know why they are so unbalanced. I just don't know. Jimmy Lee says
former running back in the league would understand the concept.
That's what I'm saying. Why does a former running back not want to run? Why? Keep the defensive line honest. Use it like a left jab. Bam. I don't know, man. Frustration. JB says our defensive line should have gotten a minimum of 9 sacks against that O lineup of UPS drivers. We got what, 4? Chase had 1.5. Montez had 1.
We should have 5, but there was a bullshit penalty that negated 1.
Yeah, we should have had some more, but like Phil said, the defense was adequate to win that game. 14 points. If you're giving up 14 points, you are in that game.
We had what, 4 sacks, 3, 4,
4 sacks. 4 sacks.
Yeah, they did well enough to win the game, man. I mean, that's just obviously things they could have done better. But they also created 2 turnovers? Also, did they fumble twice or a punt fumble? And
Saquon fumbled. Saquon fumbled
fumble.
As a runner, and then he fumbled as a passer. So Saquon had 2 fumbles by himself.
Well, the punt returner was a fumble too. Then that's 3.
Yes, 3. That's right.
Yeah, so we created 3 turnovers, and got 3 or 4 sacks. I don't like. I understand that people are going to always be mad at Del Rio just because he's done some Del Rio shit. But I mean, this game's not really on him so much to say, man. They did well enough to win.
They did.
That seems to be a lame excuse sometimes, but it's the truth. He didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything that side of the ball did to lose the game, man.
Yeah.
And Allen does this. He makes these comments once a year.
He does.
He has these outbursts. He tries to fight pain. Like every year there's the one thing he does. It makes you like, the job.
Part of the drama. Yeah,
he's like the drunk uncle, man, that barbecues everything. As soon as he gets drunk, he reminds you who his house it is, and he can turn out the lights. He owns the cable and everything in the house. You know what I'm saying? I just connect the lights. I turn the lights off in there.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
Yam says all these O-line apologists all season so far. Where y'all at now? I'm not an apologist. I've been holding on to those metrics a lot, but after the Giants game, I kind of don't care what those metrics say anymore, man. Them dudes are just bad. Even if they're crediting Sam Howell with a lot of those sacks, man. In the first, I want to say it was in the second quarter, he had 17 pass attempts. And of those 17 pass attempts, I want to say 12 were hurries. I'm talking about within 2 to 3 steps is a hurry. Get the ball back up 1, 2. Oh, someone's in my face. Like, what are you supposed to do? Marcus said Nick Gates tried to start a fight with a 200-pound DB. But Dexter Lawrence was punking him all game. Dexter Lawrence is the truth, man. There's the stat I was looking for. Yam says Sam Howell's tied with Jared Goff for second in total pass attempts with 256. All of the other quarterbacks in the top 10 are at least they're in their 3rd seasons as starting quarterbacks. Thank you, Yam. This was the stat I was trying to quote. I just didn't have it on me. So thank you very much. Thomas Millen. I could be watching the Monday night game right now, but this is way better. Y'all expressing how I felt since Sunday, 2:00. Man, good on you. Good on you, Thomas. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate that. And
I felt like we was gonna come back the whole game. I never really got down. I felt like the whole game was like, it's just 14 points, man.
It's just 14 points.
Yeah, we had 2 chances, man. What took the wind out is the miss. Have they ever figured out why their field goal was blocked? That took the wind out of the sails when that happened.
Nick Gates. I'm sorry, Andrew Wiley missed his block. Andrew Wiley missed his block on that field goal.
I think he's gone. When is our bye week?
It's the second week of December.
He's gone then, man.
After the Falcons game. Why was Cornelius Lucas on the bench?
He played a little bit last game.
He needs to be starting.
Yeah.
But again, that's that stubbornness.
Again, why is anybody asking Ron these questions in interviews?
Who knows, man?
Ron doesn't control the offense
every day in chat rooms, and we talk about this every day on Twitter.
Ron does not run the offense. That's why Bieniemy is an assistant.
Well, he needs to say, "I don't run the offense." Ask Bieniemy. Then why anybody asking Bieniemy? He gets interviews too.
Because if Ron said that, his entire fan base would call him a racist and say he's throwing the coach.
That's cool then, but why isn't he playing? Why aren't we asking Bieniemy? Why he takes press conferences too every day?
Yeah, they both do. They both do.
Like why? Yeah, why don't they ask him? Why would anybody asking anyone? Why are you not playing Lucas over this guy?
I haven't seen anybody of our media ask that tough question.
They haven't asked any fucking tough questions, bro.
They get the softballs.
And I like commenting out. It's almost like they're just trying to. Right. I feel like they're just trying to fill out the organization because everybody there's new and they don't want to like burn bridges. They want to be on one of them guys nobody talks to. But dude, do your damn job, man. Do your job. Yeah, that's the sign Ron put on the wall. Do your damn job, bro. Ask the tough questions. So this dude has a show every Monday or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, ask him the damn question, man. Ask him.
No,
Like,
no.
hey, man, how come this guy's is still starting? How come Stromberg isn't starting over this guy, man? What else do you need to see?
Stromberg had a worse game than anybody.
Ben Gates?
He had a rough game. They all did.
Jesus Christ, bro. You got the PFF numbers? Are they up yet?
Yeah, Stromberg had the worst game in PFF.
Yeah, but he played 4 snaps.
Yeah, Cole Turner played 14, and he had like the second lowest grade. But
yeah, I told you I watched Cole Turner. He whiffed on about 2 blocks of Thibodeau. He shouldn't be blocking him anyways.
Those were like Jordan Reed type blocks. Yeah, Jordan Reed was so bad at blocking.
On the ground one time, he just shoved him to the ground and kept going.
Great, that's not why we had Jordan Reed, but man, he was so bad at. You knew when he was in the game, there was not going to be a run.
Where's Bates? Did he play?
I don't know. Did Bates? Yeah, he's not in there.
Armand Bates to be playing, dog.
Bates showed up when they went to the 6 and 7 man protections, which, by the way, worked. Why are we not
moving the pocket, rolling out? It worked. You know what I mean?
All the stuff we saw in the second half, right, that worked is stuff that I was calling for. Hell, it was stuff I was calling for last season with Heineke. Because it works. It masks the deficiencies of your offensive line.
Show us PFF numbers since we're going to do stock up, stock down.
Yep, I'll get to them. Yam said they should show up and stop giving up 100 yards per game to a single wide receiver. Yeah, Darren Waller had seven catches, 98 yards, 1 touchdown. Jalen Hyatt, 2 catches, 75 yards. He had that 42-yarder he ripped off.
And you allowed 14 points. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Bend but don't break.
It's okay.
I'm cool with that. But this game is completely on the offense.
Yeah,
I am shooting Bale. No, I'm going to shoot Bale.
And special teams, by the way. Basically, it's the offensive lineman doing it. So
I am going to shoot Bale to the defense because you held them to 14 points. You did your job. Period.
Yeah.
Even though their offense hadn't scored a touchdown with 5 quarters. Like, it's just crazy.
You didn't even have to score 20 points to win this game.
I did also tell y'all they get their whole sack total against us too.
They did. Yeah. I called it too.
Yeah.
All right, here are the PFF grades. We're not going to count Pringle. There's no minimum snap total, but this is for week 7 versus Giants. Terry McLaurin leading the way, 71.5, followed by Logan Thomas. Antonio Gibson was 66. Andrew Wiley. We can break this down however you guys want it, but these are the overarching grades. The lowest grades, Stromberg with 44, Howe with the 44.7, Cole Turner 52.4, Nick Gates 52.9. Andrew Riley was 5th, surprisingly. Don't ask me why. So yeah, that's those are the grades, man. I can scroll over and see. Let's go for pass blocking. Antonio Gibson. Bates led the way. Bottom of the pass blocking, Nick Gates, 26. Brian Robinson, 30. Ricky Stromberg, 33. Cosme, 51. Sadiq Charles, 56. And then Lucas, Leno, and Wiley all had a decent blocking game.
I think then I had a couple of costly penalties, I think 1 or 2.
Yeah. In the run blocking, Logan at the bottom, followed by Leno, Stromberg, Bates, Cosme. And then up at the top, Nick Gates had a really good game on the run game. And then Zeke Charles finished 2nd. Andrew Wiley with 5th. So Andrew Wiley, I guess, had, according to PFF, now this is subjective, had some decent numbers. So, yeah, those are the PFF grades for week 7.
I noticeably saw Sadiq Charles play horrible. Wiley just played
noticeably.
Yeah, noticeably.
I like
Charles, that. Sadiq Charles, man.
Yeah.
Could have had Trent Williams still, but y'all wanted Sadiq Charles and fucking De'Ami Brown, who both done nothing.
Yeah.
Won't go down that rabbit hole.
Yep. Hey, Phil, Jimmy says he doesn't look like The Rock. Phil thinks all black people look alike. You're a racist.
Check your messages. Check your messages. I can prove. I can prove. They're both short, bald-headed, and they're built like fire hydrants.
Yeah. Except The Rock probably likes to run the ball more than Airbnb.
Not The Rock.
Yeah.
Rock.
The Rock in this respect, yes. Rock. The Rock
Like
in
you
your
talking about
ear.
Rock?
The
Whoa,
Rock.
whoa!
The Rock
with
was
the
a
Hutton,
man. He don't know shit about running the ball.
with the janitor from Rudy the Rock. Or are you talking about the Rock?
Yeah.
Dwayne
I'm
Johnson.
talking about Charles S.
No.
Dutton. The
Charles S.
janitor.
Rock.
Dutton.
We were talking about the show earlier. Rock, the show.
Whoa,
Rock.
whoa!
Yeah.
It's a
Marcus
fantastic
said,
show.
Jack Del Rio
Oh,
finally
that's
put Kaliki Hudson in the game, and he made plays after he finally took Mayo out.
He also blew up.
With Ryan's comment, let's go ahead and move on to stock up, stock down. If you're on the chat, please put the stock up, stock down in there. Ryan will start us off. Says stock up, Chase Young. Thought he was going to be soft after injury, but he is doing his thing. Stock down, EB. You shouldn't be throwing so much with this shit line. Let the running backs get some work. That's a spot on stock up, stock down, man. That is a very solid assessment. I am super uber agreeant with that. Stock up, stock down.
I would load that fullback up, man, and get that shit going.
Alex Arma?
Yeah, I would put Arma out there and bait
Yeah.
sometimes, just hammer them motherfuckers, dog.
Yep.
Especially against the Eagles, who are small up front, really.
Yim says, yo, eye test is equal to better than metrics. And he says, smash that YouTube like button. Yes, if you guys are watching on YouTube, just please hit that thumbs up for us. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it, man. That would be awesome. We also got Jason Donaway joining us from Facebook. Says, don't forget, we were given the ball on 30 when we scored the 7. Oh, and what's up, Jets? Yes. Thank you. What's up to you?
And how did we get that 7? We ran the ball.
Ran the dang ball. Dev, let's go with you for your stock up, stock down. I read one or two more comments. Thomas says that's what me and my pop said to each other. Almost got all game long. It's still only 14 points. It's just 7 points. And because think about it, we've been fooled. That's why I'm wearing this clown nose, because we've been fooled. I feel like a clown. How many times did they come back this season and make it competitive at the end? Think of the Eagles game, right? We had a lead. They came back, bounced back. We scored. Think of the Broncos game. Like, this team can do it. So we thought, okay, it's 14 points against the worst team in the league, second to worst team in the league. That's not hard. Yeah. I guess we'll see. Stock up, stock down, Dev. What you got?
Chase Young, obviously, stock up. Stock down, obviously, it's Sadiq Charles.
Sadiq Charles. Ooh.
I hate to. It seems like it was really too easy, but it doesn't seem. It seems like it's an oversimplification of things, because a lot went wrong. It wasn't just Sadiq Charles. I don't want to poke fun at just him, but a lot of people played bad on the offensive line, especially there's some receivers that didn't catch balls. You know what I'm saying? And I would say that normally catch that, but normally they haven't been catching them. So I'm not going to even give you the benefit of the doubt on that shit, Dotson. I mean, you've dropped 2 or 3 this year already. That's not the first one you drop. It's not one of the things you say, well, he normally catches it. Normally you don't catch it, we've seen.
So who you going stock down? You going Sadiq Charles or Dotson?
Sadiq Charles.
Sadiq Charles. Okay, that's fair. Jason Donaway says, Cole 6'6", 180, he don't need to be blocking. And Marcus says, Wiley and Gage should be inactive the rest of the season. Yes, the defense did give up a lot of yards. So in total, the defense, I'll tell you right now, the defense in total, when you do the team comparison, total net yards, the defense gave up. So they gave up 250 yards passing. They gave up a total of 16 first downs for the Giants, 5 for 16 on third down. We were 1-15, by the way. Ugh. We were 1-15. We gave up they got 106 yards on the ground and 250 yards in the air.
Yeah, 56 yards total offense, 16 first downs. You should, and 14
not that bad. Not that we've seen worse.
That's a fine performance.
Yeah, we've seen a lot worse. Phil, stock up, stock down.
Stock down. This is offense. Period. Stock up. Whoever makes antidepressants.
Xanax? Is that Xanax?
Yo, I need to get Xannies from your granny.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll turn my fan on.
I thought you fell down. I was going to laugh my ass
Xanax. Zoloft.
Yam says, stock up my interest in the 2024 draft class. Stock down the entire coaching staff. Oosh.
By the way, one person I didn't get to in my rant.
Yeah.
Ron.
Ron's gone wrong.
Ron, I know the smart move, because you're not an offensive guy, was to give the offensive guy all the control of the offense. And we like that. You're not meddling.
Yeah.
But maybe you should step in and be like, hey, Eric, you ever want to be a head coach in this league? You got to show the ability not to just adapt at halftime, but adapt during the week, adapt during the game. If something's not working, don't keep doing it. Ron's the
Stubbornness.
but then again, Ron is the master of the art of insanity, of just doing the same shit over and over and over again himself. And that is his fault. That is his fatal flaw.
Show is.
And you know what? I like Ron Rivera.
Yeah, everybody
But
likes
he
Ron.
is not doing what he needs to do. If Eric Bieniemy is supposed to be auditioning for a head coaching job, then Ron ought to be helping him along with that and saying, this ain't working.
Yeah. Yep.
He's the assistant head coach. You're the head coach. So you need to take control of your own team, take control of your own coaching staff.
I don't know, man. We all said
that's called doing your job, Ron.
We all said beginning of the year, if the offense is middle of the pack, we should be okay. The offense is middle of the pack. We still ain't doing okay.
The offense is not middle of the pack when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, it's middle of the pack at times, but it's always not good times. Like I'd say aggregately, it's middle of the pack, but it is not middle of the pack when it needs to be middle of the pack.
Consistently middle of the pack.
Yeah, it's like my boy Ricardo Reynolds says, consistently inconsistent.
Yeah,
that's why I said it's a 50% offense.
I told you, you're not.
And it's usually when you're playing from 2-3 scores behind.
Yeah, you're right. You can't beat any team with a bad offensive line, bro. Everybody has a chance to beat you. It doesn't matter what their record is. Everyone has a chance to beat you when you have one of the worst. They have the worst offensive line in the NFL. It's not one of it's the worst. It might be one of the worst in history.
You can mask a bad offensive line.
And you can mitigate. You can mitigate, and that's not happening.
You can mitigate the worst in the league.
Aaron Rodgers took like 50 sacks the year he won the Super Bowl.
Man, we can give up 90, bro. We can give up 90. 50 ain't gonna be shit, dog. I wish it was 50. We're almost at 50 now, Phil.
The offense is being ran like it has a phenomenal offensive line.
Almost at 50 sacks now, though, Phil. You said
you're not seeing quick developing pass plays, Dev. You're not seeing screen passes. You're not seeing slants.
Yeah.
You're not seeing, sweeps to the right. You're not seeing moving the pocket. You're not seeing rollouts, bootlegs. You're not seeing any of that stuff.
The modus operandi, to use old Latin, of this offense should be ball moving forward as quickly as possible. Whether it's being put in the hands of a running back and they're moving forward, or the ball is getting out of Sam Howell's hands, moving forward.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be short stuff either. We saw that. I hate this. Sorry for those in the audio crowd. My camera is getting out of focus because I'm animated. But that one step and throw it up works a lot in the NFL.
Yeah.
Especially when you have receivers like Terry McLaurin. We saw 2 deep balls by Sam Howell, where he took the snap out of shotgun, pistol, whatever it was. One step, lofted it, and he put it in the right place.
And you know why? Because they were playing cover 0, and that receiver, Terry McLaurin, had about a 2-second advantage on the safety coming over to help. They ran that the entire first half. That defense did.
They never called the play.
Never did.
Never called the play.
Never did.
They waited until the 3rd or 4th quarter to call the play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If that plays in your playbook, why are you waiting until then to call it?
I'm going to get to Marcus's comment, but I want to get to Jimmy's comment first. He said, the Giants' O-line is just as bad. We should have been doing the same thing their D-line was doing to us. And Dev, back to your comment. If you have a bad offensive line, you can't win. The Giants were the perfect example of that prior to this game. But you know what? They figured out a scheme on Sunday to make it work.
Well, they got a better
against 4
first-round
picks.
Saquon Barkley's a better player than anyone on our team.
Tyrod Taylor's a backup quarterback who I love dearly.
Yeah, he still can play a little bit though. But Saquon Barkley's a better player than anybody on our team.
Yeah, I agree.
4 sacks.
That tight end might be a better player than anybody on our team.
Yeah,
healthy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Jim
man.
says,
They got some players, man.
Yes, this game was completely on the offense. I said that earlier, but that defense is far from free of criticism. They should allow 14 points or so against bad teams. I'm not giving accolades. Marcus Edelin says, stock up Chase Young, Chris Rodriguez, stock down, O-line, David Mayo, and St. Jude. So
one other thing where I'm going to go shoot I'm going to shoot defense bail on that. If your offense is moving the ball and putting up points, it helps the defense. You can't just be like, all right, our offense sucks. Hey, defense, go win the ball or go win the ball game all by yourself.
Yeah. Think about how many times earlier in the season we played bad, like the Bears game. We were 3 and out. The defense is smoked by halftime.
There's no conditioning program in the world.
None. And then at that point, it's just
be able to do that.
You're just hoping they don't break away. And at that point, if I'm the offense, I'm gonna run her. I'm gonna run turbo and make you even more tired.
Right.
So
the Giants did.
There you go. See,
we did not.
My stock up, stock out is very similar to Marcus. So my stock up is Chris Rodriguez. He's given these very small opportunities. So on Sunday, I think he got the ball, was it 7 times, if I'm not mistaken?
He was our leading rusher.
And he looked good. He looked explosive. He looked like he was a change of pace back. He looked how I thought Antonio Gibson would be looking, but Antonio Gibson's carries has extremely dropped down. He had 7 rushes, 31 yards, 4.4 per carry, 9 yards.
Now, let's look at the run plays he ran. It was turnaround, handoff, into the line. So even though he was getting a lot of times 3-4 yards, it looked like a lot more because these slow developing run plays where it's like, all right, we're gonna RPO and we're gonna hand the ball off and you're gonna run a counter and cut back, or you're gonna follow the line and they can't hold blocks, takes 6 seconds to develop, and you're running east and west instead of north and south.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson is a north and south runner. Why are we running him east and west all the time?
Don't know. Thomas Millen says, stock up D-line, stock down. I think he's saying rock bottom. Stock rock bottom. The O-line, it can't get any worse. Yam says 250 yards to the Giant passing. Think of that for a minute, regardless of the score. Loves Ron the guy, dislike Ron the coach. Yam also said we need to go younger on our coaching staff moving forward. I'm tired of these people wanting Billy cheat. Yeah, don't give me a dinosaur, man. I'd like someone young and upcoming. My favorite coach in the NFL, by the way, is Mike McDaniel. That dude, I love him as a coach. I just think he'd be awesome to coach for. He was like, "Yep, we
lost the one. You talking about the one
Dolphins coach?
Yeah, but he has like every play is like a 7-step drop back.
Oh, because they have that's how their offense is designed. I'm just saying, as a coach, I think he's a good coach. He's like, yeah, we needed this loss. It's gonna turn us into who we are.
And he was getting tag killed back there, bro. So maybe it takes a year. He was getting him killed. We had this whole conversation about that dude. Like, man, every step back, everything back there is like a long ass pass. He was getting tags killed.
Tua's been getting rid of the ball a lot quicker this year too. So
I'm going to say this, Mike. I would like to see what happens with Mike McDaniel and things don't go well.
Right, and this is step one when they lost to the Eagles. See how they bounce back and play against other good teams.
I mean, I'm talking about like for an extended stretch, one
adversity, extended adversity, one game.
I don't. Or Tua gets hurt like he always does. Or Tua gets hurt like he always does.
No, because McDaniel mishandled the whole Tua thing last year.
Yeah.
When we thought Tua literally had suffered brain damage,
he's hobbling around. Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Dude gets dropped on his head and is thrown up gang signs because just his nerves get shot. Right. And Mike McDaniel's all here sputtering. He played.
Well, we will see firsthand when the Dolphins come to come to Washington December 3rd. So we will see firsthand how well that team's playing. But the Dolphins have Kansas City coming up. They have the Raiders, the Jets again, Dallas, Baltimore, and Buffalo. So I think they will be tested. As is Buffalo, who's now 4-3, who may not be what we thought they were. So we'll see. Marcus said, I love the Eagles OC. I don't know who that is. Under Sirianni. I forget.
hate Sirianni, by the way.
Ryan said, DBs are playing better. John Allen voicing his disappointment. I think it makes us as fans worry of the trade potential. Ugly, the lack of running. Terry making big time catches and getting popped, staying classy. Terry that's what he does, man. You think, he gets popped hard after a catch, and what does he do? He gets right back up, puts it in his face, celebrates, and get back to the huddle. I'm just praying some of these hits he's taken are just like, oh man, but you know what? It doesn't faze him.
It's getting to Logan Thomas level of hits.
Yeah, but I feel like it makes him like better. Like he thrives off that. I don't know. He's taking some monster hits and he just gets right back up. So
he's a superstar.
Yeah, that's why we paid him. All right, let's go to good, bad, ugly, great. Although I think we've already probably covered good, bad, ugly, great in some way, shape, or form. So, Phil, let's start with you. Good, bad, ugly, great. Let's rip these off.
Oh, I know some people are going to hate me for this good, but I'm going to say it anyway. Good. Sam Howell, despite an awful first half by the entire offense, when given just that extra half second, was moving the ball, was getting some throws off, almost brought us back. Almost. Escaping the rush, escaping defenders, getting throws off. It was good. That interception was kind of ugly. But then again, the ball did get tipped. The film showed that, which did cause it to float because he got tipped right as he released it. But that aside, that was good. It wasn't great. It was good. All things considered, not many quarterbacks are going to do much better with that, everything else performing the way it was.
Yeah.
Bad. Just the flatness that the offense came out with. For a lot of the game, just listlessness. I didn't see a fire until things, until we got that turnover. There was just nothing, no fire, no nothing. Ugly. The fact that once again we start a game 2 scores in the hole.
Slow starters. We're slow starters.
Great. Despite all this, the defense holds them to 14 points and forces turnovers and gets to the quarterback. 4 sacks is nothing to sneeze at. So defense did their job great because they played a winning game.
Yeah. True. Yam says good. Nothing. ... Bad the coaches, ugly the O-line, great Sam still being alive. That's fair. Thomas, good special teams. Yeah, Tressway was really good. Not the field goal block, but Tressway was great. Bad coaching, ugly O-line.
Oh, that's great. 1A for me is Tressway is all-world emeritus punter.
Yeah,
he's all-world forever.
10 punts, averaged 51.3 yards.
That's 500
yards
of punting in a game.
500 yards of punting. 513 to be exact. That's insane, bro. Insane.
Ugly.
Trust you to go.
Because you're ugly. We had to punt the ball 10 times.
Trust you to go. Dev, good, bad, ugly, great. You are muted, sir.
I'm sorry. Good would be Chase. Well, he'd be great. Chase Young would be great.
Chase Young, great. Okay.
Good would be only allowing 14 points. Bad would be getting a field goal blocked, and ugly would be just overall losing to the Giants like some jackasses. After all the shit that y'all fans talked, I didn't talk it because I knew.
I didn't talk it either.
But, hey, that's the ugly. So.
All right, that's fair. So for me, I will tell you my good. Chase Young, just like you said, Dev, 1.5 sacks. He is dominating his pressure win rates. He has one of the highest pressure rates in the NFL. I think he's number 10. So he's doing very, very well. Bad. Eric Bieniemy's offense for 2 reasons. 42 passes to 19 rushes. We're only down 14. We were down 7 at the smallest. Why is there a need to have double the amount of runs than passes? You don't need it. And ugly. Going back to Eric Bieniemy's offense, 1 for 15 for third downs. 1 for 15. Dev said you can't win with the worst line in the NFL. You can't win with 1 in 15 for third downs. And you know what? We still could have won if we were with a 1 in 15 third down conversion percentage. 1 in 15 is just absolutely abysmal. I don't think we got our first third down. Oh, what was it? Was it third quarter? Or was it the end of the second, mid-second? I can't remember. It was a long time till we got that first third down conversion. It was bad. And then great, Terry McLaurin just continues to perform, man. And I feel bad for people like Terry who just, I don't even think Terry's at the same levels with John Allen, Deron Payne. Like, oh, we're so mad. Yes. Terry has never played bad like that. Even like you guys on the defensive side, you didn't hear John Allen's name for like 3 games. You always hear Terry's name. Even in the games where he gets 2 or 3 catches, you hear his name. So that's my greatest Terry. Yams popping out. Thank you. Off the class. Look forward to the Glock Dookie Award. Yes, we'll go on out here in a second. We appreciate that. Take care, Yam. Marcus says, good. Chris Rodriguez, Sam Howell, how he battled back. Sam Howell needs to protect himself better. St. Juice double moves. Great. Defense got better in the second half. Ugly. Our O-line and the coaches. That's right. Ryan said, Steve, I hope you were showing some plays this weekend. Be more specific, the last play for us. Thomas was wide open. I think Samuel too close to the back of the end zone. I didn't have the stuff this time. And plus, even the only 3 plays they offered this time was Chase Young's sack from Chase Young, Brian Robbins' 4-yard touchdown, and a 31-yard pass to Terry. So it really wasn't worth showing. We didn't have a whole lot of highlights.
I will say this on that last play. Thomas did get open in the end zone. But that's a hard throw to make to him to get that bullet off because Sam had to get the ball.
He was running left, right?
Sam would have had to completely stop his momentum, turn, pivot, plant, and fire that ball in there. Yep. It wasn't so open that you could just.
Yep.
It wasn't that open. So
Thomas
that's a hard throw for a quarterback to make. Period. It's going the opposite.
Excuse me. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, all right.
Thomas says, me and my pops, every single time he comes in the field, we walk away for a minute saying, at least we have 1 Pro Bowler. Tress Way continues to get the Pro Bowl snub, though. You guys realize that? He just gets the snub. One of the best punters in the game. I don't know.
Yes, because you're going to take 2, like 1 on each side. Like every other position got 4 or 5 dudes and half of them bail out. Like it's easier to make it. Punters might be the hardest position to make it in, man.
Jimmy Lee Patterson's out here caping for Caleb Williams, I guess.
Jimmy says, no way, Phil. Sam is the ugly. He had a pick six that was dropped. Kayvon Thibodeau, thank you. He should have at least 4 interceptions. Bieniemy's bad. Too much passing. Good. Logan Thomas and Curtis Samuel. The dump offs were there all game from my end zone perspective. So I didn't say the comment earlier, but so Jimmy was there at MetLife at this game. I don't know
what he was watching then.
So
half the sacks that he took, there was no dump off there.
Yeah.
There was no dump off to be had. I specifically was looking for them.
I mean, so I do have a couple plays we probably could
run them out.
I don't know what you were looking at, Jimmy.
Let's go for. I got a couple plays that we can present here. A couple sacks. We'll do a couple sacks from the Giants' perspective. That way, we'll be able to see. All right, ready? Here we go. We'll make this a little bit bigger. All right, let me get rid of Jimmy's comment. So this is a sack. From Leonard Williams. Ready?
Gibson wide open. Throw it off to the right. Crazy.
All right.
Gibson and number two. Wide open.
So he's right here.
He just got the ball up.
I know.
Let's go back. Ready? He got the ball.
It looked like that might have been a screen or something.
Snap.
I can't tell.
Untouched.
Look at
Sadiq Charles completely missed Leonard Williams.
You're supposed to be able to see it before the snap, though. You're supposed to know those are going to pop open before the snap. That's the issue I think he has. Like, you're supposed to already know that those guys are going to pop open because they're blitzing. if you know they're blitzing. They didn't even
That's
blitz.
not
That's
a
4 guys.
blitz.
That's not even a blitz. Like, I don't understand how you didn't see 2 and 4 open. Where was he looking at?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Probably, I'll tell you what, because I bet you, you're talking about 3rd and 4th reads. You don't have time to have a 3rd and 4th read.
If you see a pass rush coming,
I am not going to let people, just assume that what they see here is, well, the guy who's open, he's the first read. He didn't see that.
But you got to know if somebody's coming in hot to where you can throw it off to.
Here is another sack here.
Well, we assumed that was the line.
Block way better than that. Yeah, block.
Okay, no one to go to here. And
where's the dump off?
Because Eric Bieniemy's calling 3 plays. Look, this is a stupid, shitty ass play calling that I'm talking about. Look at these. Look at the routes the receivers are running. They are blitzing. They are running cover 0 all the time.
Zero hot routes.
And look what you're running on these receivers. No dump offs, no drags, nothing across the middle.
Guys, though, they should have got through. They blocked 6 guys, man. I mean,
they still couldn't keep.
Yeah, that's not even on the playmaker, man. If 6 guys block, you should have time to either get out the pocket and run, because no one's there. He could have ran.
Dev, this was 7 guys.
How many guys blocked though?
7 offensive linemen versus 5.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's
not the play. That's not the play caller's fault, man. Do your fucking job and block, bro.
Yeah, but still,
if they block everybody, right?
This was max protect.
If they block everybody, he can at least run and get 10 yards, man.
Oh, let me guess. Because Sam started to try to escape the pressure, they're going to give him the credit for the sack too. Probably. That's how they do.
Who let him get through there? Was it?
He came from the right side on a delayed blitz, so it was either Cosme or Wiley. I'm not sure. There's another one. Oh, this was a corner off the edge. So,
look, Wiley. Look at Wiley.
He was trying to hit me. That's the interception, right?
Wiley didn't kick out on the guy blitz on the outside at all. I remember this one because I remember Wiley intentionally. He kind of glanced out there and just looked right in. And it's like, dude,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was 7 on 7.
Yeah, bad slide. Didn't slide right.
But once again, he could have just thrown it to Terry, but it'd have been close. Safety might have come up. Who knows? But yeah, pressure was there. Quick hits.
Play with the interception in a situation.
But what I'm saying is, why not run some screens off of this type stuff? Like right here, man, you couldn't run
it's because you had enough people to block them. They just didn't do the job. That's not why didn't you run a screen. Block the fucking dude, dog. You just let him go right by you. That's not a play call issue, dog. That's them not doing their goddamn job.
Who is supposed to go out and block 27?
That's just them not doing their job, bro. Slide right. Why not slide everybody right? It's an overload on the right. You don't see the shit? Like it's insane.
It was 3 on 4 on the right and then 4 on 2 on the left.
Right.
That's what it was.
It's a bad slide. Somebody didn't call out the right block assignment, dog.
I'm going to call that one Gates, because Gates himself should know this, and he didn't identify it either.
Whoever's job it is to call out, since no one wants to ask the question, whose fault is it? Who's calling out blocking assignments, dog?
Yeah. Wiley should have took the far edge. Gibby came over to the right.
Wiley does every time. Whenever there's 2 guys coming in, he always takes the inside guy. He never takes the outside. That's why so many sacks come from Hal's right, and guys and they don't give Wiley credit for giving up the sack because he's engaged with the guy who's inside.
Which play, Dev?
The interception that Hal threw. It looked like the exact same play as that one, but they came with the middle.
No, there's no interception on this one, unfortunately. Okay.
But it looked like the exact same play.
Yeah.
But it's just a crazy. Like I said, man, that's when people say they blame Eric B. I'm like, I get that you want to run more. That's the only real thing I blame him on. The plays were there, man. They just wasn't doing. They wasn't doing right, man. Whoever is in charge of the blocking, whoever gives out that call, man, is literally the one that's causing the problems. It seems like, because they got enough personnel to do the job. They got the personnel out there to do the job. It's very seldom are these sacks them just getting whipped. It's just them not knowing what they're doing and dudes running straight through. There's like 1 or 2 ever that you see them do just getting fucking trampled over and pushed over into a sack. That almost doesn't happen. It's usually Hal holding the ball too long or somebody comes straight the fuck in, dog.
I don't want to hear that hold the ball too long when he was literally only given 2.23
not
seconds.
This game. Not this game. Yeah.
He actually, hold on. He actually now has this statistically, he has one of the shorter times to throw in the league.
This game.
No, I think it was just this game. Other than that, he's
no. He's at 2.33 seconds all season. If you want to compare last season, Brady and Rodgers had over 2.5.
Man, it ain't even really just the lineman either. The running backs ain't blocking, or the tight ends are blocking, dog. Like no one's blocking, dog. And they're obviously not going the right way. They're not even shifting the right way.
Roll the quarterback out. Now, here's the thing. I feel bad because there was one play that someone tripped up Logan Thomas. And I even said this in the chat. I was like, who tripped Logan? Logan was coming across. It was a rollout. And Sam's got one man deep. And he's got Logan, who would have been wide open in the flat, right? And he could just dump off Logan, would have been a first down. He goes to roll out, and some lineman gets blown back and trips over Logan because Logan was coming across the formation on the pass play. So Sam's rolling out. Here's Logan coming across, and there's a receiver going deep, right?
Yeah, I seen that, yeah.
And here comes Sam. Sam looks and sees there's no Logan, and he just has to throw the ball away. And I got so mad because I'm like, there was no defender there. The lineman can't even hold the blocks long enough to let the guy behind him get around. Get blown up immediately.
Shout out to Awesomeness Sports. Go check her YouTube channel out. Thank you for tuning in. She said we are going to bounce back versus the Eagles, aka the Grasshoppers. You know what? I certainly hope so. I do want to share
in front of a home crowd.
Yeah. Real quick, here are the. Oops. Let me remove this. I did find the average time to throws for the passing pressures. I know it to be a little bit hard to see. So TTT is time to throw. So this is how it current stands right now. Jalen Hurts has the most time to throw with 4.5 or 4.1. Patrick Mahomes, 4 seconds flat. I'm just going to keep going down the line. You can see these times. You can see these. So right now, Sam Howell is 3.33 in total.
It was I'm sorry, I said.
But I think yesterday was one of the worst times of.
Let me ask you this: how much of that is him avoiding one defender?
Not sure.
There's a lot of that where he'll avoid one defender and there's another one there. That adds a full second to every play.
Yeah,
we don't ever talk about that because no one ever wants to put statistics are great. But statistics only mean so much until you put context. And I'm going to answer Jimmy's thing right here. Jimmy Lee Patterson says, I am with Dev. How can you blame the scheme when people aren't blocking? Simple. If people aren't blocking with the scheme that you're running,
change your scheme. You work with what you got.
Get people in there.
We did that in the second half, and we moved the ball. I don't know how many times I have to say the same thing over and over.
Yeah,
for it to get through.
But,
right.
Yeah,
let's try to get
I put it. I'm like Patterson, man. I put on a lot of that on the linemen because I get it. I want them to run more too. I want them to move out the pocket also a little bit more. But man, we just watched the replays and they were there. The plays were there, man. Like if he got a block, Terry was definitely gonna beat that dude deep over the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to block, man. Like that's just really what it is.
If you can't do it,
take them out the game. Yeah, you're right. Take them out the game.
If they can't block, either put someone else in, and if they can't do it, then obviously it ain't going to work. So do something different. Just saying, well, the players aren't executing. My plays are good. Well,
I mean, that's
because
honestly,
your plays have to match who's on the field.
You know who else had that mentality is Jay Gruden. It was my system, my way or the highway. Not
they all have that. They all have
Jay Gruden is a perfect example of
scheme around your players' strengths.
Just everyone says I'm a genius, so it ain't my fault.
But is it really scheming around the player strength and all you're doing is asking the block? They're asked to do the same thing every lineman's doing, man. You know, it ain't like you got a running back out there trying to catch a ball that can't catch. You got linemen just instead of shifting left, shift right, motherfucker. It ain't hard.
But at the end of the day, perspective.
My Samuel Jackson, shift right, motherfucker.
We're 3-4, guys. We are not,
Obviously,
that
even the
ain't
Giants
working.
are still worse off than us.
Right,
So-
right. The Giants are still worse than us. And
Obviously.
the Shotguns are listening. The Packers are worse than us. They lost to the Broncos. We beat them busters.
Yeah.
Buster ass, suck MCs. Nah.
Obviously, what we're calling is not the kind of blocking that our offensive lineman can do. Again, rollouts work,
You can't run
moving
every play,
pockets. Do you know one of the reasons why the Hogs were so good?
though. 'Cause they
We
got,
did a
like,
lot
3
of
or 4
dropping
Hall of
back,
Famers
but
on the
we
line.
rolled quarterbacks out, and we didn't even have fast quarterbacks. Except for Joe Theismann, all of Gibbs' quarterbacks were slow-footed, concrete blocked leg dudes.
Ferguson. Oh, he was
Yeah. Jimmy said, no, it's on the players. Jimmy, to an extent it is, but coaches have to put players in position to be successful. Passing the ball 55 straight times does not put anyone in position to be successful. Not even
Yeah,
Tom
I agree
If
Brady.
you're calling go routes all game and you've got Taylor Heineke at quarterback, is it really just on the players?
So I think it's a mix. I think it's largely on the players for execution, because it is. I think it's what John Allen was trying to say. But coaches gotta it's they're not without blame. I'll put it that way. All right, Dev, you got any game balls to give out today?
Chase Young gets one.
Chase Young gets a game ball. Okay.
Yeah. And Curtis Samuel. I'll give
Curtis
the
Samuel?
offensive game ball.
Curtis Samuel had 4 catches for 25 yards.
I think all 4 went first down to him.
I think they were. He had a long of 18, but he had 8 targets though, so he was 4 of 8.
Yeah, I think how we only got like 4 first downs the whole fucking game. It felt like, I don't know. We got a first down the whole first half. Insane.
I'll tell you exactly. We had a total of 14 first downs, but we were 1 for 15 on third down. Those other first downs were either penalties or they came on first, second, or fourth down, because we were 2 for 3 on fourth downs as well.
Didn't get the fourth down to get that. We were 3 for 3 on fourth down. We might have won the game.
Oh man.
I still can't believe that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Samuels is my game ball. Because of the catches were big, a good catch. And I'm going with Chase Young, which is easy.
Okay, fair. Phil, do you have any game balls to give out?
Montez Sweat gets a game ball.
Got a sack.
Montez.
Got a sack.
Got a sack.
2 pressures, I think.
Helped a lot in run defense as well. And Terry McLaurin gets a game ball.
It's a good one.
I was gonna take Terry.
Balls.
I didn't want to take all the easy ones.
Yeah.
All right,
anybody else in the chat
guy
have-
give a game ball to, but
Have game balls, and I'm about to get it right now. So I'm giving a game ball to Tressway.
that would
Of
be my
course.
other one.
He's getting a game ball. No questions asked. Tressway is getting a game ball. I'm struggling to give anyone a game ball on offense. I you know what? Tressway gets a game ball, and then
He's a defensive player, though.
I'm going defense, special teams. I mean, of course, Chase, Montez. You guys kind of already said it. I mean, I don't think anyone else was that.
I think Duran and John Allen should share one. We pretty well bottled up Saquon.
Yeah.
I
For the
don't know what Allen.
He held him under
I
4
didn't
yards
see what
carry.
Allen. I didn't see Allen do anything. He got that fumble though, didn't he? Didn't he force that fumble, Allen? Was that Allen?
I don't know. I don't
They
remember.
hang on a second. They bottled up Saquon to under 4 yards of carry.
I don't
Either
know
him
what
or-
Allen. I
him or
don't remember seeing Allen do
touchdown.
anything unless he got that fumble. If I remember right. If he
No,
got
there was
that
a lot
fumble,
of there was a
then
lot of hitting, stuffing the run at the
I
line.
think he got like 1 pressure the whole game or something.
Defense as a whole.
Talk about run defense.
Yeah. So those are my game balls, mostly Tressway. And you know what? I'm gonna give another game ball to the Commanders fans who traveled from here to New York. I heard we traveled pretty well up there, at least a lot of the core group we know. So it was good to see people
Saw
travel.
Chris Bryant's face a lot during that game.
Yeah, to make that trip up there was pretty cool, man. I think we're traveling pretty well this year as a fan base, which is awesome.
Yeah,
So keep it up,
travel
guys.
to our own stadium.
Keep it up. Yeah, let's.
God, DC is not that bad of a city, people. Come on.
I mean,
why do you think everybody comes here to watch their team play?
This Sunday, Eagles at FedEx Field.
It's gonna be 60% green. I have no faith in our fan base to show up. The minute we're not 2 games over 500.
Yeah. All right. Without any further ado, it is time for hit the wrong button. All right. Dev's going to give out his. That's the stock timer countdown this game with this stuff. Dev's going to give out his Glock Dookie Award for the Week 7 Giants Commanders. Dev, who's
Week
getting the
7
Glock Dookie Award?
Giants Commanders game Glock Dookie goes to none other than Sadiq Charles.
We gave
up a Hall of Fame caliber lineman and used that pick to draft you and De'Ami Brown, which that should give Ron a Glock Dookie for that period. But definitely this week, the Glock Dookie goes to you, Sadiq Charles. You are the worst lineman of yesterday's horrible line display.
Not bad.
It could have went to 3 guys on this offensive line. You could have went to Wiley, or it could have went to Gates.
Can I give an honorary? Can I empty a little bit of the clip on Wiley for one particular play?
Why is that? The field goal.
Wiley can't put his hands on anybody the whole game of any note, and then draws an unnecessary roughness penalty on the pick to that Howell threw. The only time he unnecessarily roughs up somebody is after the play.
I mean, I know Dev wants to give the Glock Dookie Award, but got to throw the PFF out there.
This is why PFF loses all credibility. How does Wiley have a 78.7 score?
But look what they had Sadiq Charles in for 32 pass block snaps. Did he come out of the game?
He did. He got hurt.
Okay. That's right.
I don't.
That's
he may have been. He hurt early
was.
Too, so he might have been playing hurt. Honestly.
Look how bad Stromberg was, and the people are like, "Put him in. He's worse than Charles."
What round did we draft Stromberg in?
How many plays he played?
Probably second. Stromberg played 18 plays.
Yeah, I mean,
he played
Nick Gates played 50, and he finished with a 26.1.
Oh,
that's
Nick Gates to get the Glock Dookie. God, you had one of the most abysmal scores I've ever seen on for pass blocking, and you tripped up Logan Thomas on what would have been an easy first down.
He had 1 sack, 1 hurry. 1 sack, 1 hit, and 4 hurries. He led the team in hurries and 6 pressures. Excuse me. So,
by the way,
all right,
you see how the motion's created to Wiley, and I told you this is where PFF scores get screwed up.
Yeah,
it's that one play he never blocks the outside man.
Yeah,
if I went in and double teamed and just let guys run free, you can't credit me for letting up the sack. I never even tried to block the guy.
Unless they have the insight of knowing that was your assignment. That's what I'm saying. It's all subjective. It's just fun to look at. So.
Yeah, they're assuming it's not, but I can tell that he's just.
Yeah. Maybe Marcus said Andrew Wiley got a relatively working for PFF.
I want to know how Andrew Wiley gets all this.
So he's got naked pictures of Eric Bieniemy, and he has a plug at PFF. That's what it is. Wiley's got all the plugs. He's got all the hooks.
He's got pictures of all the coaching staff photoshopped and compromising positions with a baby seal or something.
Yep. Ryan said we need to run the fucking run and gun Madden offense. Jimmy says we were there. I rode my bicycle to the game. So you must be in New York City, man, or Jersey. I don't know. I know it's very close
was
up
your bicycle there when you got back?
Did they steal it? Ryan says Glock Dookie goes to the entire offense not being able to score minus the muffled punt. That's right. He said, what's the next game y'all going to? My kids' travel soccer schedule ends November 22nd. I'm down for any game afterwards. Yeah, Phil and I got to figure that out together, man. We got one more left. One more game.
Phil's got to figure out a few things.
Phil's got to figure out some life here. We'll figure it out.
Phil and I had a good 24 hours.
Lost to the Giants.
So Phil had to watch us lose to the Giants like that, and then walk into work this morning and find out that half of my department got laid off today, including yours truly.
Our pants' heads are falling off. So it's just been a trifecta, man. Shout out to Phil for dealing with all
this. This is why I gotta say, don't spend all your money.
Never kids. Never.
I could probably
drugs and
for tickets for a game, but I'm not gonna just do it now.
Yeah.
I find out if I'm going to have to get a job that I have to work Sundays first. I'm avoiding that.
Oh man, that would be not fun, Phil. Working Sundays. Oof.
Yeah, I had a job where I had to work every third Sunday, and for a while it was every other Sunday. And shout out, this is back when Yahoo, you could watch local games
from your phone.
And I would sit there and just put the game up on my phone while I was working. Yeah, now I got to pay for it on YouTube. I don't know if I want to do that.
Ryan says the Dolphins game, watch us get destroyed. So that's December 3rd. That's probably doable. We were just talking about that a minute ago. Dolphins coming to town December 3rd. So I don't know. Maybe we'll keep that one in mind. I mean, the upcoming schedule, we have the Eagles this Sunday. We have the Giants November 19th, Sunday. The Dolphins on December 3rd. The Niners New Year's Eve, which probably don't want to spend my New Year's Eve at a football game. And then the Cowboys is to be determined that final week 18. It's going to be flexed for, they're thinking the Cowboys will probably be in the playoff hunt. So I don't think they were thinking about us. So the Dolphins might be the game. So we'll keep that in consideration and figure something out here. Jimmy has a question for Phil. Go ahead, Phil. Read it, answer it.
Nick Gates does this looking right and left thing after he hikes the ball. With his long hair, is it a tell when teams look at film?
That's not a bad observation.
That, you know what? That's a good question, Jimmy, and I'm going to tell you that it's really not. And I'll tell you why. Because after he hikes the ball, you're watching where his body goes. Him looking left and right is him just trying to find someone to block and seemingly always picking the wrong man. But it's the tells are because you'll notice before the snap, he does do a lot of pointing out, which tells me that he's the one who calls a lot of the line protection, which a lot of centers in this league do. When it comes to line versus the line, all right, you'll see Sam point out the mic and everything else. He's doing that half of it. Nick Gates calls a lot of protections when it comes to the line itself, shift right, shift left. But I don't know if he and that's because I haven't delved this deep into it. I can't tell if how he's calling the blocking assignments at the line is the giveaway. But it's if there's any kind of a giveaway, it's pre-snap, because after the snap, you can't key on him because you're either defending your man or you're going after the quarterback or you're going after the running back, right? So if there's any kind of a tell that he has, it would be pre-snap, not post-snap.
I used to think that with the old Redskins uniforms, if you remember those, that the stripes used to give away which way the quarterbacks, when he's dropping back, where they're looking. You know what I mean? A good quarterback, You don't have to use your head, use your eyes. But with this year, with our matte maroon helmets, Burgundy, they have no stripe.
You don't even have a layer. That's
nothing. So I think my theory is out the window. Why does Kirk Cousins throw many interceptions? It's got to be the stripes. It's got to be the stripes. I don't know. I was just never a fan of the stripes because it really does show where you're looking. But we don't have that excuse this year with no stripes on the helmet. Ryan Elias, Dev's question: why aren't we playing his music as intros? We do.
I think he's talking about the actual songs, not just the instrumentals.
Oh well,
we can.
We could. It probably got copyright strike. I don't know.
Copyright goes right back.
It's funny how we would get copyright strike for playing the music of a guy who's on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I'm registered with BMI, so every song that's that's out.
I mean, the YouTube stream countdown are both songs we use for our 1 minute countdown timer are both Dev's songs that he made.
Those are not in the BMI category.
Yeah.
Though, so.
Our intro instrumental is Dev. This what you're hearing right now.
I may tie my BMI to our podcast though. That would probably eliminate that.
Probably.
Do it.
Command This Productions.
Yeah, just the instrumentals. I got a whole album of Dead's instrumentals. They're hot. Marcus says, a coach used to say, looks like Tarzan play, like James. That's Sadiq Charles, Nick Gates, and Andrew Wiley. Yeah, that's rough. Jimmy says, I was wondering if he always looks one direction over the other first. I don't know.
No, he doesn't. I've seen him look right, and I've seen him look left. A lot of that is reaction to the line.
Yeah, Ryan says, bro, I've been listening, Dev. I fuck with it. Yeah, check out that Spotify link. It's in the description of every one of these YouTube videos. You can find the link to Dev's Spotify. We make sure
I got to have them coming soon. I don't know when I'm gonna drop it. I got like 4 songs I got put on there that I just need to fix. But
fellas, you guys got any shout outs?
Shout out to all the fans who went to the game and thought we were going to beat the Giants, man. Shout out to the Twitter group, the X group that we're in. You know, they talked a whole lot of shit to these Giants fans, man. I know yesterday in Spaces was rough. Try to tell y'all, man, leave them motherfuckers alone, bro. We ain't beat them yet. Wait till we win, dog. But
I don't go in Twitter Spaces, so
fans gonna be fanning, I guess.
That's what they do, man.
You can definitely go on hype, man, Ryan. I mean, I ain't got enough energy to be jumping up and down on stage anyways. They have an old man show. My show's going to be on the stool like you sweat.
Nobody.
Yeah, sitting on the stage, bro.
I had a 6-game parlay yesterday, okay, for the Commanders. $25 bet. I should have won $500 easy. Listen to these numbers and tell me if they were too crazy. Curtis Samuel, 35 yards receiving. That ain't crazy, right? Sam Howell, 200 yards passing. Got it. Brian Robinson, 60 yards rushing. That was the only one I was like, didn't get it. Logan Thomas, 25 yards receiving. Got it. Brian Robinson, anytime touchdown. Got it. And Commanders to win by 3. That would have paid me $500.
I had one worse than that. I had one that would pay $2,000, and the only reason I missed it is because Jalen Hurts didn't rush for 40 yards. He's rushed for 40 yards in the last 3 games.
Yeah, those are
he didn't
tough,
rush
man.
for 40 yards. Got to rush for 40 yards. I'd have got $2,100 and something, man, off of a $10 bet. I had like 6 parlays. I got all of them except that one.
Man, Marcus, appreciate you, bro. Thank you much. Ryan says, shout out to y'all, still making me feel better about a shit team. Hey, man, that's what we do. Misery loves company, right? That is what we do. Shout out to everyone who joined us tonight. Ryan, Marcus, Jimmy. Thank you for tuning in. Stick with us the whole time. Really appreciate it. Thomas Millen, same to you, bro. Yam, he left us early to go to class, but we thank you very much. Commanders Declassified, Mike, Eric, Brian, and then LE. Thank you. Jason Donaway popped in. Thank you much. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody today, but we really appreciate you guys. Like I said, misery loves company, man. That's what we're here for. We'll be back Thursday. Not sure what we're going to do Thursday, whether live or recorded offline. Might have a pretty big guest. We'll see if we'll do a live stream or we'll see. We'll try to make
I'm not inviting Denny over this time.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear. But Phil, any closing comments?
Do your job.
Do your job.
This means all 53 guys on the roster. This means all however many coaches we have, from the assistant, from the quality control people all the way up to Ron Rivera. Do your job. This also applies to the fans. I know we're struggling right now, but this team is 3-4. You're still
out of it yet.
In the thick of it. Show up to FedEx Field. If any of y'all are even thinking of selling your ticket, don't. Eat that money if you have to.
No.
Find someone you know is a fan and sell to them directly. Do not let this become a Philadelphia home game, because you're just going to guarantee a loss at that point.
Yeah,
they're
7-1.
Unless you're in the belief of tanking, which is a loser mentality. You should not be just giving your tickets away to whoever, because you know it's going to go to the Eagles, man.
Well, just for the record, as of right now, odds next week, Philly by 6.5 in Washington. So if you spot us 3, 9.5.
Didn't they say they're going to stop giving us the spot?
It could be. I'm just saying that's just
years
generic,
ago. I think
generic
they stopped
thing.
spotting us 3 points because it was never a home game.
Right. Oh, you mean us?
Yeah, we never got the 3-point spot.
That's crazy, dude.
I remember that. I don't know if that's still the case, but
that doesn't surprise me though, because you get the 3 points for home field advantage, and if you don't have a home field advantage, I get it.
Vegas had stopped giving the 3-point home field advantage to us. You never home field.
I get it. Shout out to Jimmy Lee, man, also who made it up to New York in person,
bike
at MetLife on his bicicleta. He parked outside, and
he never answered. He never answered if his bike was.
Was the bike still there when you came out?
Was the bike still there when you were done, Jimmy?
Yeah,
that's what was it.
Like a motorcycle bike or a bicycle?
A Huffy.
You got a damn mongoose, bro. Hey, I used to have a mongoose. I ain't gonna front.
I never had a mongoose. I had a Huffy.
I used to steal parts of everybody's bikes in the neighborhood.
Jimmy pulled up like Evo to Beach Cruiser.
This is my bike. Actually, both of ours. We'll just keep it at your house.
Dude, I used to have a skateboard that I was too black to actually drive it, so I sat on it like a scooted it.
Jimmy says, "Waterboy, do your job. This is fun." Ryan, one last thing. We have 10 games. The boys aren't who think they are, and the Giants, we can win, still have a chance. We do. We're 3-4. It's hard to find a lot more wins on this schedule for the record, but I'll just rattle off the rest of the games here. Okay, Eagles, Patriots, Seahawks, Giants, Cowboys, Dolphins, bye, Rams, Jets, Niners, Cowboys.
It's beatable if you just.
We got about 4 of them.
I Patriots, Seahawks, Giants.
Who over the Eagles or Cowboys? One of them too, though.
Yeah, just 'cause that's how it always works out, right?
Yeah.
Division games. Jimmy said, "No, it's a bicycle 15 miles from Harlem." Look at you, Harlem on the way.
His bike was there after the game. Good.
Okay, that's fair.
It's the one to have you take the train back into Harlem.
Yeah. All right, guys. He said then a miserable 15 miles back. Oh my goodness, that's crazy, man. At least you can
probably uphill too.
Yeah. So we've gone way long. I apologize, but this has just been so much fun. Time flies. We're venting.
I'm just picturing Jimmy picturing Jimmy riding his bike down Dykeman, trying to find parking for his bike. And
we called our offensive line with the Colorado Campfire. Well, our defensive line, our defense, Colorado Campfire. What do you call our offense? Like, their offensive line are about as useless as sperm in a gay dude's nutsack, bro. Like, what's the point?
We were doing
Wouldn't you just hate to be a gay sperm to pop out?
You
sit in there this whole time waiting to come outside and beat this egg. You just come out and be like, dude, I just see a turd. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be the worst experience ever to be a gay sperm. You're useless, bro.
Oh man,
I don't know why we're down this road.
I'm the dude sister. Man, I'll say something like as useless as basketball cleats. Yeah. But
it's gay sperm. I mean, that's useless. What do you need that for?
Hey, we love everyone, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure gay dudes love.
There's anything wrong with that? I think Dev's bringing up the point of what's the point.
Yeah, what's the point though?
We need to end this.
Like, why do I have titties? Like, why do I need nipples, dude? That's how that question that made me question God. Like, why do I have nipples, bro? What do I need these for?
Okay,
it's for your girl to tweak.
Yeah,
all right, we love you guys. Eagles up next. We're
nipples
3-4.
aren't important. Just
We're
like
still in it.
Charles.
All right, appreciate you guys. Take care, fellas. Peace. Inhale. We out.